Hello! In this video, you're gonna see my questionable choice min-maxing a relaxing game like Stardew Valley, turning it into a capitalistic venture. See how much money you can actually make in the first day using a very, very good start. I tried a lot of times to get a start this good, probably about like 40 times. So put the time in, but ended up getting a start that gives you 26 spring onions, which is a crap load, let me tell you. So it's really good. Just gonna see how to play out a start like that. So even right at the beginning, just gonna do some tool arrangement, change the zoom level. And I'm sorry, this video had audio, but I tried to mess around with it by editing, and it just got rid of it, so it sucks. No audio. Let's see, just arranging furniture there for efficiency on later days. The quicker you can get into bed at the end of the night, faster you're gonna go to sleep and wake up the next morning, right? So, yeah, I also have a chair. You'll see what I'm gonna use that for in a little bit, but for now, we're just gonna be cleaning up the lot that we start with here. Yeah, so Stardew Valley is supposed to be a nice, peaceful game when you inherit a house from your uncle, and it's right next to a nice, sleepy, small town. You're supposed to meet up with the locals, go at a nice, slow pace, but you see, we're just gonna be booking it just everywhere today, just running around trying to get forgeables that we can sell later tonight in order to make the most money for the next days of fishing. So, yeah, in this game, fishing is going to be a real good source of early game money, which every coin that you get is going to start spiraling into a bunch of wealth. So, yeah, you want to do activities that can help you maximize the amount of gold you can get, and fishing is definitely up there. Surprisingly above farming for at least the early game. But then once day 5 kicks in, you can go into the mines, and that's even better than fishing, but you gotta wait till day 5 for that. And the only reason you're not even fishing today is because you don't even have the fishing rod. You can only get that on day 2, so you want to use your time efficiently, and basically one of the just clear the lot. You have nothing else to do. So, by the way, for this little day here, I just decided not to use any action canceling, and also this is a really cheesy method you can use. Like you can use a map predictor, it's called, and pretty much figure out every single tile on this plot here, which is gonna drop uh, a clay, right? And clay is really good at making money. I can't remember how much each one sells for exactly, but you can make thousands just abusing the clay spawns. So like you would say you'd look on the map predictor and it would tell you, looking at your save, that this would be a clay, right? And then you know that every single L shape from a clay is going to be another clay, assuming that you're only digging up those tiles, right? So you just keep doing that L shape, L shape, L shape, and you get like 10, 30 clay just by continuing to use that map predictor, and it makes a lot of money. Long story short, that's the best way to make money, but this is like semi legit, because I'm gonna be using that chair for a pretty cheesy strat in a second, so that's why I can't say it's completely legit. And also, I tried so many times to optimize this day for a game that's so freaking simple. You just clean up your lot, like meet, hang out with the locals, right? But there's so much that goes into like actually getting a good run, at least when it comes to like maximizing what you're doing for each day. So you see, I'm picking up all these little fibers here, and I'm so close to running out of energy. Like, I think I have one more hit, two more hits before like I'm just gonna start being sloggy, and I'll move like 1/5 the speed. So you really don't want that to happen. But using the scythe actually takes no energy, so it's gonna be scything all these little fibers. Gonna sell them. I think they're like 1 gold piece for each fiber. But hey, early game, that's a lot of money. Yeah, so this is what you use the chair for. You can actually get into the secret woods. Normally you'll need like a steel axe, and you'll have to go through a lot of mining to get that. But if you have a chair, you can just hop over the log. And my headcanon actually justifies that because I feel like if you had a chair, you could put it right next to the log and just step over the log. I don't really. I think even in reality that makes sense. So yeah, that's how I justify it. It's not cheesing to me, but I can see how other people might think that was pretty cheesy. But hey, I have a clear conscience, and I got slimed here, which is not ideal. And then you put the chair on the other side, and that's how you cheese. And so these two mushrooms here are so valuable. Like the brown one is worth 40, and that moral, it's just the right mushroom, is worth 150, I think. It's a lot of money. Like it's a crazy amount of money in the early game, at least. It's like almost half of what you start with. Oh, so here I'll give you an idea of how much a gold coin will get you. So once you start fishing the next day, you can put worms on your fishing hook, and it'll make it so much faster at actually getting a fish, right? Because otherwise you'll be waiting a long time. And each worm costs 5 gold, right? So basically, every 5 fiber I pick up is like a fish that I'm gonna get, and I don't have to wait. Oh, by the way, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. That here's the spring onions, which is some insane luck right now. Like normally you'd only get like 0 or 7 mushroom or spring onions here, and yeah, it's the jackpot. Just crazy amount of spring onions, and those are really good because you can just eat them like what I'm about to do right now, and you get energy back, which lets you do more things. Which in my case is gonna be sprinting around town and mining a bunch of rocks later on at like 12 at night. It's because it makes sense. At least that's the best way I could find. Like, so all this, I'm not going to say I'm a good start player, okay? The pathings that I take here, I mean, you're probably going to find more efficient pathings. I tried like 10 times to do this. At that point, I was like, you know what, this is good enough. I was even considering redoing it again just because the stupid audio decided to just disappear completely from this video. So now it's just like dead silence and me talking over it. But you know what? I'm not doing it again. It took a long time to actually get a pretty good run here. So the reason why you want to be banging these rocks is because A, they can drop coal, which is going to be really helpful later on because you can smelt bars, metal bars, which are used to craft items and shit. And also because it levels up your mining. Now, you want ideally to get 1 level in mining on the first day because A, you can, and it really helps out. And yeah, actually, I guess that's pretty much the only reason you can. So you should, because it saves you having to do it on day 5 when you step into the mines, and it makes you mine faster too, right? So it's really helpful to get a level in the first day right now because you'll be fishing basically the whole time for the next like three days. So this is like the only easy time to do this, but still a bit frantic. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty tense each time I'm doing this because aside from these parts where I'm sorting everything out, it's all on time, right? So like once 2 a.m. rolls around, I have to be in bed or I'm literally gonna pass out. And if you pass out with a certain amount of gold, you actually lose some of it. which is really annoying. And you'll also start with like much less energy. So like normally that energy bar at the bottom right would be full, but if you pass out the night before, you don't get to your bed by 2 a.m., then I'll start like here or something. I don't know if it can start even lower. I'm not sure what it's dependent on for that, but all I know is it's definitely much less than half. So, however, there is a way around that, the energy loss part. If you level up anything that day, so like there's like foraging, you can do mining, fishing, like etc. Like one of those. Like if you level up anything, then you'll actually start the next day with full HP, even if you just like pass out in a freaking ditch somewhere. So it's a good way to just get maximum efficiency. So here I'm just running around town, over to the beach, to just get everything I can to sell. I'm basically just picking up anything that the game will let me pick up and actually has a monetary value. And I'm just going to be selling it. Because I need to buy a bunch of worms. Bunch of worms. For fishing. Because fish sell for a lot too. And I think so, and also this is not like like I think the only thing that stops the start I have here from being perfect is that I didn't get an artifact spot. Like or I didn't get an artifact drop from an artifact spot. Like if you get an artifact too, then that gives you 250 gold if you turn it into a museum, and that's also like a lot of money. Like that's again like half of what you start in the game with. So that would translate to I think 50 worms. Okay, no, I'm not gonna. I'd have to do the math on that. I don't know how many worms you get from that. Yeah, I think 50 worms. No, I had it right. I'm pretty sure you'll get 50 worms, right? And that's like 50 fish you're gonna pick up. Each one of those fish is gonna be selling for a good amount too. So you're basically like tripling or quadrupling that money by turning like all these random shit ass items you're finding on the ground here into cold hard cash, which then will turn into a worm, which will then turn to fish. So it's a little bit convoluted, but you know what? Bottom line, all of these gold coins are gonna start like exponentially increasing. So that's why if you're gonna like min max this game, the first day, like the first 5 days, is what they say is so crucial to get right and to just do everything you can to just make as much money. And yeah, if you're going for like a perfectionist run, you definitely want to eventually talk to the locals, obviously, because you want to get like all the hearts and stuff and do social relations. But you know what? For the first month, you were a businessman first, or business person, businesswoman, whatever you want. So priorities, you gotta make that moolah. So some of these flowers. So ideally, you want to save some of the forageables because once you get level 1 in foraging, you can craft wild seeds by taking each one of these like wild plants, like the dandelion and the leek, and like the horseradish, and then what was the other one? Oh, daffodil. Yeah, okay, so yeah, all those four together, and then they'll turn to wild seeds, and this actually gives you more money than if you were gonna sell each of the four plants individually. I think I definitely know in the early game it's not worth planting them. Like even these parsnips that were given to us as a gift, we're just gonna sell it, man. Like I appreciate it. It was really nice of you to give me something that I can do with my farm. But you know what? Money. Uh, next time, just give me some coins, man. I'd appreciate it. Because this whole farmer business, it's not as profitable as mining. But that's a whole other ballpark as stressful, in my opinion. Oh my goodness, like It's the only reason why I can't do too much speed running or min maxing of this game because like days later on just can be so stressful because there's so much that goes into actually like making a good run. Like, and there's a lot of RNG in this game too. Like, literally the second you get out of your bed, it's just RNG because the luck of the day can really influence how things are gonna play out. Like, you can get fishing chests or like treasure chests from fishing, but that's dependent on luck. And again, like out of your control. Just if you are just cursed, you know what? You're gonna get some bullshit. Just never gonna get a treasure chest. Shenanigans, not a good time. So that's why this game can be really stressful to min max because some things are just out of your control. But hey, you know what? Just roll with the punches. It's also a lot of fun just completely breaking the game in terms of how much gold you're making. Like, I know some people are making like 20 million in the first year. I think I saw some guy named Tooshi doing that. That's nuts. Like, I'm not aiming for that much, okay? Because I think you also have to do a lot of auto canceling too. You can like hit twice as fast if you hit a certain amount of buttons, but I don't know. It's a lot of effort, and I want to kind of make this accessible too if people just starting out. I mean, I don't really think you should be playing this game this way if you're just starting out. You should just be enjoying it. But if you're a little bit more experienced, you want a challenge, then it's a pretty cool way trying the game because it's nice to see like how much money you're making compared to how you're first playing it as well. I find that gratifying, but hey, that's just me. So here I'm just trying to hit mining level 1. You see, it's freaking 11:30 at night. I'm just out here, just banging some rocks, eating some onions, trying to get some arbitrary experience. The locals will probably be so worried about me. Like, yeah, like that new farmer, like he just came here today, and like literally all he's doing is just spending like the middle of the night banging rocks and scything grass. Like, I don't think I've seen him sleep, and he eats like 7 onions, 8 onions in a row. Like, this dude's whack. That's probably what they're thinking, but I must be so close to the goal now. Yeah, there you go. I just got it there. So now get ready till 2 a.m. Basically, it's gonna be running around, scything as much as you can because you want to get fiber, which you can then sell, which will translate to profit, and that is the name of the game here. It's really satisfying seeing all this clear too, for me at least. Take that, nature. How dare you exist on my plot of land here? It's ridiculous. Imagine if this game was realistic and you could just like set a fire and it would just like completely burn down everything here. I mean, yeah, it'd probably burn down the whole town, but like make a fire breaker. I'll just build a ditch all around my house, my farm before I just burn it down. So there you go. No problem. I thought of everything. Get nice and toasty. So I'm basically just selling everything I can, or getting stuff to sell here now. Although I want to keep the wild seeds because they don't actually sell for anything, so they're a little bit useless in that regard. And I'll need 50 wood for tomorrow because when I'm gonna go off fishing, I'm gonna bring a chest with me, and then I can basically put all my catches in that. So I'll take that wood with me and check the TV. It's important to check the TV. There's a lot of stuff I can tell you in Stardew at least. And there you go, 2 level ups, and let's check the haul out. Oh my goodness, this is a lot in my opinion. I didn't actually go through what I got everything there, but basically those mushrooms gave me a bunch of gold. Like, you can see there, just from the foraging alone, it's just a crazy amount. And then the clay, this would also be like a lot of fiber and wood and sap. So yeah, 1150 starting day two with like 1600 gold. It's a very good start in my opinion. But if it's worth all the effort hey, you have to put into it, I don't know. It's for you to decide. But I'm satisfied that it's done with, and I'll see about making a part two. All right, peace.